This moment here in downtown Houston. For the approach. With his eyes closed, doing that exact type of breathing to control his heart rate. They worked here to make it 2-2. This is rolled on. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to MLS Moves. Please make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Tonight we have LAFC versus the Vancouver Whitecaps. It's an elimination game. If LAFC win, they will sweep the Vancouver Whitecaps and advance to the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. One step closer to trying to reach their third MLS Cup in a row. Should be interesting to see what happens. These two teams have played each other a lot the last couple of years. Played each other last year in the first round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to close the deal tonight. There's been a lot of upsets lately. Currently, I'm watching the Seattle Sounders and Houston Dynamo game, and Stephen Fry just saved the penalty. So it looks like they are trending and winning that game. But it's going to be an interesting game tonight. Carlos Vela did not travel with LAFC, which is a little surprising. He was at the basketball game last night. And it's going to be interesting to see how LAFC treats this game. And also tonight, I have my good friend Nick Chastain of the Voice of Black and Gold. He is going to do this watch along with me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Nick in here. Give me one sec. Nick, how's it going, man?
Will, what's up, man? Looking forward to watching this game. Hopefully we win it. Downfall is if we win, we don't play till after Thanksgiving or something like that. So I don't know, man, but nonetheless excited to have a game going right now. They just went to the VR on the Houston-Seattle game, and it seems like Stephen might have got off of his line. So we're trying to see who we will play if we actually win this game.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do want to talk about the break, but before we get into the break, let's talk about the madness today, man. What about the Columbus Crew getting swept by the New York Red Bulls? Timothy, incredible.
Didn't expect that, did we?
Hell no, dude. That absolutely just screwed everybody's bracket up. Like, nobody was picking the Crew to get bounced in the first round. Nobody was.
No. Everybody expected it to be a Miami Crew fight for the East, as they expect. Oh, there it goes. As they expect it to be a Carson versus LAFC type thing. These are the four teams that people think are going to make it to the end. So them going out in the first round, I'm sure a lot of Crew fans are going to say, hey, well, look how many games we've played this year, blah, blah, blah. And we get it as LAFC fans. It was our excuse, years before of we've played so many games. That's why we haven't won all the tournaments, this and that. But, it's a downfall of MLS. They need to learn how to manage a little bit better these teams that do have that many games to play. And we talked about it on VOBG that could be the change that will be coming in 2026 when they do the schedule change, and maybe that won't be the case.
I agree. Timothy Park says, Will, what do you think happened to the Crew? I honestly think that they probably took that series for granted and thought they were just going to cruise by, and they didn't really respect the New York Red Bulls. But if you watch that final game of the season, Nick, it was a very close match. It was 2-2. The Crew barely won on decision day. So we saw that the Red Bulls were capable of going blow for blow with them. And I think that this is a common thing where a good team overlooks their opponent and they get punched in the mouth. And I think that's what happened. And, I mean, getting swept by the defending champs, getting swept in the first round, is still just great. Okay, think about this. Let's talk about LAFC. What would the reaction be for the fans of LAFC if they got swept in the first round after coming off their MLS Cup winning season?
I mean, devastating, right? Like that's just a no-no. There's something that cannot happen. No matter what excuses that you come up with or will have, that is a no-go. Of course, you would have the people that are going to say Dolo out. Of course, you would have the people questioning what we put in priority over the MLS Cup, and all valid points, right? Like at the end of the day, this tournament matters for all of us. This is what we're playing the whole season for. And so, yeah, there's tournaments along the way that every team wants to win, but this is the one that you have to prioritize no matter what. And especially if you're the defending champions. And they showed that they could have been, a big runner in this tournament. And so, what did they prioritize over it and things like that? Did they manage the players well? All these are going to be things that they're going to ask. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's valid points. No, there's no ands, if, buts about it. They're valid points to say, what did we do wrong?
I agree. UB says, bye, Vancouver. Joe Ryan says, as a Galaxy fan, I'm hoping Vancouver actually tries to play soccer and extend the series. If they fail, I hope the players there find new clubs to ruin. Prince says, the crew is out. What a game. Tommy says, imagine if Columbus and Miami both get knocked out. Apple demands MLS allow a Messi trade to an LA team. Yeah. Now, if we're being honest, that would be a catastrophe for the league. Let's be honest. They want at least one of those teams to make the MLS Cup final. I mean, that's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
Mr. says, hi, Will. I only got up for a glass of water. He's a big fan of the show from England. He said,
nice.
saw you were going live, so I thought I'd stay up a bit. Also, Columbus gone, clear path Miami. Hey, Miami's got to take care of business and win Game 3 next Saturday. Nothing, as we've seen today, nothing is a certainty. They could easily lose that game to Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta has nothing to lose, and they won this past Saturday. So if Miami doesn't play their A game, they could lose that match and ultimately that series.
Yeah. I don't see Miami losing. Yeah, I really don't. I just don't see it. And yes, I am an LAFC faithful, but I enjoy watching Miami. I think what Miami has done is great. I've said on my show numerous times. Before Miami was good, when everybody was talking crap about them, I was watching Miami. I think the turnaround that they've done is great. I'm all for it. I think it's better for the league. It's people. I said this whenever we brought Kalini and Gareth Bell, and people thought I was being biased, and now I'm saying it about Miami, because this makes other teams have to push for the same type of greatness. Yes, you're not going to get a Messi. There's only one Messi. However, the names out there in other leagues that are big enough to bring over, it's important. It's important for the league. It's important for teams to have that ambition, and I am all for it. And so, yes, it would be a catastrophe if Miami does not end up in the final. That's the reality of the situation. And I'm hoping that it's an LAFC Miami final. Of course, I'm an LAFC fan, but I expect it, especially with the crew being out now. It's Miami's to be, right?
Yeah, this PK is getting kind of crazy, man. Off the woodwork to go in.
6-6.
Yeah, I think that I don't have a preference of who makes the MLS Cup final. I mean, obviously, from a rating standpoint, anything Miami, if Miami's in it, it's going to be huge because of Messi, right? But it would be disappointing from a league perspective to have them eliminated so early, just because that would be 2 years in a row that Messi hasn't made it to MLS Cup final or really advanced. He hasn't advanced the playoffs at all, in 2 years in a row. So, like you said about teams being pushing the league forward and spending money, yes, of course, that's what's going to help the league grow. That's what's going to make the league more interesting, get new fans in and stick around. So any team that spends money or just, are committed to, deflecting still went in. Wow. Steve Clark's also got the Anakin Skywalker braid in the back. I don't know if you saw that. Interesting hairstyle there.
I like him, man. As the player was walking up for Seattle, he's just pumping up the crowd and showing that he really doesn't care. He's there for the team. He's there to do what he has to do, and I actually love that. I love the attitude. I love what he has going on, man. He's actually a good keeper. I enjoy watching him, actually.
Yeah. So what did you think about Hector Herrera spitting on the ref?
Turned it on right after I seen the red card.
Wow.
That's crazy. Seattle. All right, 1-1.
Stephen Fry might have been offside or off the line. Let's see. They're going to review it again.
Oh my God! If he does, LAFC started to.
Looks like he's going to stand.
They're keeping it.
Looks like they are. Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stand. So Seattle Sounders advance to the next round of the MLS Cup Playoffs, and we'll play the winner of LAFC in Vancouver.
I thought it was 1-1. Didn't Houston win the first game?
No, Seattle won in penalties in the first game.
Aye.
Yeah, so it's going to be Seattle.
First Seattle. That's good for LAFC.
Yeah, Seattle. Honestly, it is.
I didn't mean it that way. You know what I mean? Like, if we win, we have a good record against Seattle right now, man, and that's a great matchup. I mean, most LAFC fans do not want to play Houston because Houston is a dog. You see what they do? They can play.
Yeah, no, I think that ideally you would want to play. You would ideally rather play Seattle than Houston. Houston's one of those teams that I just don't really think is a good matchup for LAFC. I think it's a bad matchup for them.
I agree.
So, I'm curious to see. It's difficult, Nick, when you play a team like this. You said this on the stream the other night that we did. LAFC has played Vancouver like 13 times in the last 2 years.
Today is number 12.
No, okay, so it's 12 times in the last 2 years. Yeah.
If we go another game, if we do the 13 games, bro. It's unacceptable.
Yeah. Well,
it's not even fun to watch. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. And then now we're playing on this carpet that just looks like crap. I just
well, no, but I want to see if LAFC is going to get caught sleeping tonight because, like you said, this series is boring. Everybody on both sides tired of seeing these two teams play, and I'm going to be curious to see if they can handle business tonight and seal the deal because it's a mental load. Just you get tired of playing the same team over and you just want it to end, and you can kind of get caught sleeping and kind of like get caught off guard with it. And I mean, I think LAFC is definitely the better team. It's not even a question, but sometimes that's not what really matters. And, they have to be focused tonight. And I think it's better for them to seal the deal. You just don't want to take a chance of even going into a game 3. I know you joked the other day about going to a game 3, just the way they could finish at home. But I think it's better just to seal the deal tonight.
Oh yeah, you definitely want to. But it's a disadvantage for any team that does, right? Because now you don't play until after Thanksgiving. That's absolutely bullshit. It's bull. You have these teams that are rolling with the momentum, and then you're killing that. I'm not for it at all. I do not like this 3 for the first. No, I don't like it. It's not something I want. And then after this, you go into a single game elimination, like. What is that? It's sort of really off-putting. I mean, what Carson now is going to sit in there, what they played 2 days ago, right? They played 2 days ago, I think. So they're going to actually sit 2 days longer than what we would. That's ridiculous. And I just find it to be like, why, man? You're trying to get this money grab. Why not make it I don't know. I don't know. It's irritating to me because it's just another thing that MLS is doing to make it look like the league don't really know what they're doing. Mickey Mouse type league. Like, what other league does a 3-game? You know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah, why do they play so much? It's ridiculous.
So they played last year in the first round of the playoffs. LAFC and Vancouver did. I think they played 2 to 3 times in the regular season, so that's 5 matches. I think they played. Damn, didn't they play in Leagues Cup too last year?
Yes, we played Leagues Cup. We played, if I'm not mistaken, I think we played them in the Open Cup. We've played them in every daggum cup, and then league games. And it's a joke. It really is. At this point, they know one another so well, but yet LAFC, fortunately for us, come out on top.
I think they played the Champions League last year because Vancouver typically advanced because their path's a lot easier. They win the Canadian Cup or whatever it is, and you normally make the Champions Cup. And I think that they played, if I'm not mistaken, they played LAFC in 2023 in the Champions Cup. So these teams, I mean, dude, these teams play each other more than LAFC plays the Galaxy.
We have played them more than we have played. Yeah.
Your nickname for them that I won't say for the Galaxy. Yeah.
No. I won't say what I normally say because it's your show, man. I'm not gonna
go ahead, say whatever you want, man. It's all good. I mean, there might be Galaxy fans in here. It's all good.
Listen, man. Carson has done a good job this year. I'm not going to, that's the truth. They've done a great job this year. It's our job to get there to go against them. And it's going to be a great game at BMO Stadium when it happens. But we don't want to look too far ahead because now we know that we have to play Seattle. And yes, we have done very well against Seattle. However, we are not going to look, beyond them because that's a good way to get your butt whooped. And unlike this game, that's a 3-game type series. That's a 1 and out. And so we have to not look ahead and worry about whatever Carson's doing, and we got to worry about what we're doing. And that after this game, if we're lucky enough to win, that focus needs to be only and strictly on Seattle and winning versus them. What will help us is that we will be at BMO Stadium, and we will have the 3252 behind us. And I will refer to that on any game that we play because I believe that we have the best fans in MLS. It's not a dig at anyone. I just truly believe that. I believe our stadium is our fortress. And if we could beat any team, it's going to be there. And lucky enough that that's where our games will be until a final. If it's versus someone like a Miami, of course, we're going to have to go there. But yeah, man, I expect it to be an LAFC Carson Western Conference final, but we cannot get ahead of ourselves. We cannot be cocky. We cannot think that we are, gifted to be there. No, we have to earn it. And I expect that's what the boys should do. Hence to our lineup for today. I mean, we put out our A team out there. It's unfortunate Vela isn't there. I heard you make a comment about that in your intro. Will, you've said this plenty of times. It's not like he's going to play the 90 minutes. It's not like he's probably even going to play 60 minutes. But having him on the bench and having him in the locker room for the support and to the leadership, I believe is important. And the fact
he's
that
good for morale. He's good for morale.
Yeah, morale. And the fact that he isn't there and he was out at the Clipper game and doing at the Dodger, World. I mean, I don't know, man. I have mixed. I actually no, I don't. I don't have mixed feelings about it. I'm trying to mince my words, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it actually pisses me off if I'm honest with you.
It's weak, man. It's weak. it's like turning back your team, honestly. Kind of. I mean,
as an LAFC fan, it's like, okay, you held out for long enough. Go.
Ooh. Wow. Ryan Gauld, right? Ryan Gauld scores first for the Vancouver Whitecaps, up 1-0 over LAFC in the 9th minute. See, this is the thing, Nick. They can't. I said this at the beginning of the stream. They can't get caught sleeping, man. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to treat this game like it's an elimination game for them.
Oh man,
I don't think that was Lloris's fault either. Let me watch the replay on it though. I don't think it was his fault. I don't think anybody was marking Gauld. Brian White was just nobody was marking him. Okay, it's just a deflection. Aaron Long was guarding, uncovering Ryan Gauld, but Brian White, no one was marking. He was wide open.
Nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do with that.
Man. And you know what's sad is the defense is supposed to be one of their strong points, right? I'm not saying it's good, it's great by any means, but it's supposed to be good for MLS standards. They're back for, and obviously Marlon's not playing tonight, which maybe he's still not ready to start full time. I don't really know what the situation was with him, but they're going to have to see what just happened there in that sequence. If they're able to advance in this round, Nick, that stuff is not going to cut it against the Galaxy. The Galaxy are going to smoke you if you do that.
Yeah.
So now I want to get to this question real quick, or this comment, since we're talking about the Galaxy and LAFC, and then Michael Pelly has a good question as well. Devive says, as a diehard Galaxy fan, the league is better when LAFC and Galaxy are at the top because I love the intense rivalry. Well, I think the rivalry is already intense, but having both of these teams good pushes each one of them to be better. If the Galaxy are bad, then LAFC doesn't really have anybody to hold them accountable but themselves to be a better team. But now that the Galaxy are good again, it's going to put pressure on LAFC to be a better version of themselves. They make. I know you don't want the Galaxy to be good, but we both can acknowledge, Nick, that they make each other better.
No. Yeah, I'll address this. No, this is not a dig. It's going to come off as it is, and it's not meant to be. I don't think the Galaxy have been good since we've been in the league, and that's not a dig at all. I think this is the first year that they have been really good. They've sit at first, second, third. You know what I'm saying? They have actually been good this season, and we're seeing what that does for this rivalry. Absolutely. Now, does LAFC and the Galaxy have the best rivalry games? Absolutely. El Trafico, there's nothing that compares. I know people will say, well, okay, it's good, but it doesn't have the intensity as he was mentioning. It doesn't. It does not. And even when Carson was not great with the Zlatan days and whichever, they really weren't good then. If you think about it, they weren't. They weren't at the top 5 of the league, right? They were still down towards the bottom. So, but the rivalry was very intense, and it is a very intense game. I've seen someone made a comment. It's like Manchester United versus Man U. It's that's the truth. It's very intense. It's not, people don't understand. LA is a very soccer state, bro. It really is, holy shit.
Own goal by Ryan Hollingshead, down 2-0 and 13 minutes in, Vancouver Whitecaps up. This is a terrible start, man.
13 minutes in.
2-0. Now,
So I think that the rivalry is great. Having them both be at the top, it shows the quality that we're actually, that we do expect in these type of clubs. A lot of LAFC fans are going to be like, yeah, they went and got, some of our people from the front office, and he went over there and he did all this and he did all that. He did. That's facts. He went and got players that we were scouting and this and that. Reality of it is they chose to go to Carson. They chose to be a Galaxy. And so what they're doing there is great. You can't deny it. And we have to be the ones to stop it. You're not stopping it with the way that we're playing right now. Not doing it at all.
What the hell was Ryan Hollingshead doing with that clearance? What the hell was he doing? He's normally one of the most reliable defenders or just players in general that LAFC have. You know, that's the reason why he's still playing at like almost 35 years old for him when they have a lot of talented players, because he's a consistent player. Now, look, the good news is that LAFC, from an LAFC perspective, if you're a fan, you guys can definitely make up a 2-0 deficit. The team is good enough.
Come on, bro. This is ridiculous. We're talking about 13 minutes in.
Yeah, now if they go 3-0, maybe it's time to start worrying about game 3 at BMO. But there's still a lot of time left, especially with a team this talented, that they can definitely come back. Now, Mexican American says, can't believe Columbus Crew got knocked out. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but yeah, that is crazy because they're obviously the defending champs. LAFC made it back-to-back years. They made it after winning the MLS Cup in 2022. They made it again in 23. And the Crew to get knocked out in the first round is pretty devastating for them, especially considering they didn't have any injuries, Nick. There was nobody out. It was a full-strength roster. And the Red Bulls are a good team. And I talked a little bit earlier about how maybe they were overlooking them. But the Red Bulls haven't built this team to really compete for a cup. They were going to sign a big-name player this summer, but it didn't pan out, and they kind of just rolled with what they had. And them making it to the semifinals of the Eastern Conference is a huge accomplishment for them. And honestly, I think that I really think that the Crew are going to have to look at what happened this season, like LAFC has done, and try to readjust and reassemble their roster, because clearly the team they had this year was not good enough to win a cup. If they're getting bounced in the first round, clearly that team was not efficient enough to win the cup this year. Especially getting swept is embarrassing. And it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Getting swept is embarrassing.
It is. But we should be sweeping them. And this is crazy, bro. I mean,
yeah, they're threatening again.
Oh,
they're threatening again. Mr. says, I was about to ask that myself. What was Hollingshead doing? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Like I said, he's a very reliable player for LAFC. That's why he's still playing at this point. So,
but I got to be honest. He's been a step slow since he got hurt in the middle of the season. Really, truthfully, he's been a step slow, bro. I wouldn't mind Compost being over there where he is.
You think he can play on the right side?
Yeah. I mean, he can.
Yeah. What about Valencia?
Actually, he's on the left.
Who, Hollingshead?
Yeah.
Is he playing the left side right now? Yeah. Valencia. Oh, yeah. That was close. See, this is the type of game. This is the type of game, Nick, that you really need Giroud to step up. This is the game he really needs to step up in.
Yeah. It's been a big, a lot of players are not players. A lot of fans are criticizing Giroud on that. I expect him to really step up this game. But this isn't it, bro. Like, this is not it.
He's going to have to do something. This is a game where he's probably making $5-6 million a year that they're really going to need him to earn his salary and take a step forward. Diego says, "What's up with LAFC losing 2-0 in less than 20 minutes? Sadly, they will bounce back in LA. That's a hard place to win for other teams or for away teams." Yeah, looks like Chanel got a cleat to the face. I agree. I think Nick and I both agree that LAFC definitely should be good if it does go to Game 3 in BMO Field or BMO Stadium. That they should be fine. But ideally, you don't want to come off of an ugly loss. You would like to see them give some sort of hope in this match, some sort of life. You don't want them to limp to that Game 3. You want to feel good about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, going into the halftime 2-0, when we do, if they don't score again, Della will have some words to say. And look, we come out a better team at the second half, or definitely did last year. And we did the last game. I remember I came on your show and I was saying, hey, man, this is not good enough. And we got to make some adjustments on the second half. And we did. So I expect some adjustments to be made. But I need to see more from Bawanga. I need to see more from Giroud. I'm not super pleased with what I'm seeing right now on the pitch.
I think that they just kind of look like they're lost right now. They're kind of
They do.
like trying to
They're in no man's land.
Yeah, they're trying to keep their head above water right now. And that's never a good approach to have, honestly.
We're chasing the game, bro. It's like we just started chasing the game instead of playing our own, and it's wild.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I don't know if Dolo will be able to keep this group refocused in this match. I mean, we'll have to see. I would say that if LAFC fail to score in the first half, they're probably going to end up losing this game. But they need to show some life, man. They're definitely a more talented team. They have the attacking talent to do this. They need to have a good showing here. Cringe says Giroud needs actual wingers. I mean, he has wingers. I guess you could say that Denny is, he's not a playmaking winger. He's definitely more of a scorer. But Matty Bogusz definitely can do it all. He can score. He can facilitate. He can do a lot. So I do think that they're going to have to do some readjustments at this offseason to really play to Giroud's style, and maybe they'll get a certain French player that me and Nick have talked about a lot to help that happen. But they definitely gonna have to do something. But even with that being said, Giroud was a very good player. He's the all-time leading scorer in France's history. He's got to do more too. You can only use system or setup as an excuse so much, but he's got to do more to elevate. They said the same thing about Denny his first year, where he really struggled and everybody was saying he's a bust, and he had to find his own and really I guess evolve, like just do things a little differently, and he found his footing and he was really good. Now Giroud's a veteran. He's 36 years old, 37 years old, so he's going to have to do that a little sooner than maybe a Denny Bouanga had to do it, just because he's got more experience. But when you're paying someone $5-6 million, hell, it might be $7 million. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's at least $5-6 million. They're going to have to do more than what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, man, he isn't getting the service that he needs, and Giroud is not getting the service that he needs. There's no ands and buts about it. And what was weird in the last game is that he didn't get not one solid service to him. But then as soon as Kai comes in, they start crossing to him. I found it so interesting. Like, what the hell are we doing? Why are we not crossing to Giroud, but we're crossing to Kai? Like, I can't really make it make sense. We know that he needs good quality crosses. I mean, like that right there. What a piss poor cross, man. It just doesn't make sense, dude. Like, get it to him. You've now played 11 games together, something like that, 12, and you can't get a proper cross to the guy that a World Cup winning, coming from Milan for the last 2 years, had 13 goals, something like 11, 12 assists, and you can't get a proper pass to him. It's bizarre to me sometimes, man. It truly is. I just don't understand. The formation change that we've done, where we put Kike and bring Hollingshead up, running the three in the back, has been great. It's really worked great. But I don't know if Hollingshead is the guy that we need up there. I truly believe that it needs to be like a what happened? I truly believe that maybe he's missing a step or two. He's not as fast as the guys on the side of him, and that becomes an issue, bro. It really does. And I'm not bagging on the team. I'm just saying Hollingshead has been great. He got hurt. Now you can see where he's missing a step. That's the truth.
No, I agree 100%. Guys, if you haven't already, we got 40 of you in here. Make sure you like the stream down below. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss any of my streams. And also subscribe to the channel. We're on a mission to hit 5,000 subscribers before the end of the MLS regular season. We're a little over 500 away from 5,000. We're getting closer and closer. So make sure you subscribe. Also, share the stream with a friend. Get as many people in here as we possibly can. Me and Nick are going to have a good time regardless of what the score is. I'm going to try to keep his spirits up even if his LAFC don't prevail tonight. But we're going to have a good time nonetheless. We're going to talk LAFC and we're going to talk MLS. So appreciate you guys stopping by and being here with us tonight. And if you have any questions, make sure to fire away. It's Life says, Giroud, even when he doesn't score, he attracts defenders to him, which leaves more space for other players.
Yes.
He does that. He does that, but to be fair, it's Life. You're paying a dude $6 million to do a little more than just be a detractor. You want him to at least be able to score or set up other players with his playmaking ability. I mean, we know that Giroud is more than just a scorer. He's also a playmaker. He led Serie A last year in assists, so he's a complete striker. And it's tough. We talked about this calendar. I think that it would have been a lot easier for Giroud if he had came into the team during the offseason and was able to really build chemistry with his team. But you have this team that knows each other very well, been playing with each other for 7 months, and then you're just dropping a guy in there who hadn't played soccer for 2 months after the World Cup, or excuse me, Euros 2024. And it can be a little difficult, man. It is. I mean, we saw, like I said earlier, we saw Denny Bouanga come in late in 2022, and he really wasn't good that first half season. It wasn't until 23 that he really bloomed. So, but look, $5-6 million, the excuses are not completely valid, but I do think that people shouldn't give up on him if it doesn't really pan out this year. Like, at least give him next year at the beginning to see what happens.
I think you bring him back regardless. I think you have to learn to play for him. Like you just said, he came from Serie A where he led in assists. He was one of the top scorers for Milan twice, 2 years in a row, one of the top scorers in Milan. To think that he can't do it in MLS is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm more afraid that LAFC's tactics are just not where they need to be for Giroud. But if we want the Griezmann to come, you've got to figure out how to get this guy into the system. That's just the facts, right? Like, Giroud want to come. Giroud is here. Hugo is here. That's something to make Griezmann want to come here. Now you got Vela there, who's really just a spokesperson because he's not even on the bench today. And so, these are guys that are his friends, best friends, teammates for many, many years, won a World Cup with 2 of them. And so you've got to figure a way to say, hey, look, we've got to get you more involved in this team. We've got to figure out a way to make you more of a part of this. And, it just doesn't seem like we're doing that right now. Like I said, for you guys not to give him one quality cross, and then Kai comes in, and now all the crosses, like, what are we doing here?
Didn't close. Oh, so close. Just a little high. Very close.
Very high. Very high.
I think that, but that's the thing. Denny loves those high velocity shots, man. How many times he hit that top corner? That was closer than you think. They need him. They need that man right there on the screen, Denny Bouanga, to really step up if they want to have any chance of winning a cup this year. He cannot be the magician disappearing in certain games. He's going to have to.
You're showing us 2-0, by the way. Let me just, for some reason, Will, every time I come on your show, I'm like over here just having to watch my words because I don't want to get just too over cocky. And this is the type of stuff that happens to me. I mean, I'm just over here dying right now. I know the Carson fans are just like, yeah, LAFC.
Oh, they love you, man. They love you. You're a
He's just over here dying right now, which is true. I really am, bro. Like 29 minutes, 2-0. I mean, we've had what, one shot on target?
Yeah. Well, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens if your team were to make it to the MLS or the Western Conference Final and the Galaxy do too. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, what a save by Hugo Lloris. Man, they are threatening. It's like they have how many shot attempts have they had? It's like what are the defenders doing?
A lot.
Who's marking this guy? Palencia. Is that Palencia?
And I'm a huge Palencia fan, but that was wild, dude.
Yeah, honestly, too, I don't know if it was you, Nick, or someone else, but either you or another LAFC fan were telling me, could you imagine how much worse this season could have been, or how many more goals that this team would have conceded if it weren't for Hugo Lloris?
Oh, dude, we wouldn't be where we are. That's the truth. He's been fantastic. At the beginning of the year, I don't know if you remember this. At the beginning of the year, he was at the bottom, dead last for goalkeepers in MLS. Then he went on just a phenomenal run and turned all that around. Became actually one of the best goalkeepers in MLS. I think he had at one point 13 games shutout or something like that, or something ridiculous. And the dude has just he's been great. I mean, he's literally been great. And God, really? So yeah, we're very lucky to have him. A lot of people thought we were crazy bringing him in over Maxime Crepeau. Maxime was a great guy, but you pay the little bit of money that we've paid for Hugo to be here. It was a great signing by JT in the front office. No ands and buts about it.
$350K a year too. Absolute steal, because Maxime Crepeau was wanting a pay raise. He was wanting to make over $1 million with LAFC. You guys were able to upgrade your goalkeeper at a discount and get a world-class, well, at least he wasn't one time, a world-class goalkeeper. He's not as good as he once was, but he's still pretty damn good. He's a very good goalkeeper still. And a lot of people are thinking he was washed after he essentially lost his starting spot with Tottenham. But he's still a very good goalkeeper. Hopefully he's able, I don't know what his contract situation is. I think it was a 1 year plus one. So he has an option for 2025. Hopefully he'll be back. But you know what he's going to want, though? He's going to want a pay raise probably.
Yeah, he'll get some. There ain't no doubt about it. He'll get some.
What do you think? What do you think this team, or where do you think this team would be if John McCarthy or Maxime Crepeau was starting in goal this year?
I don't know, man. I don't want to say, but I'm not really sure.
They'd be the 1 seed.
Nah, we wouldn't be the 1 seed. I really don't believe it.
Yeah. I think he's been a very, you could argue there's a lot of people that will say different names, but when you look at salary versus his pedigree or of his career and what he's made of, I think that you have to say that Hugo Lloris is probably the most underrated signing in Major League Soccer this year, just because of what he's made and how good he's been and his career. And he's been a true difference maker for them. And I think that if they would be in trouble without him, especially because his defense has just been too inconsistent. And if they do lose, Nick, which there's still a lot of time left to play. They still have a chance to win MLS Cup this year. I predict them to go to the Western Conference Finals. But if for some reason they get eliminated early, they're gonna have to really focus on getting this back four in line and revamping the back line.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember though, we still are missing Murillo. Murillo got hurt. He was phenomenal for us this year. Just absolutely great. And he got hurt, and now he's been out over a month now, so big loss for LAFC, truthfully, huge. And you can see where we're missing him because,
Ooh, Kike.
Uh,
A little too high.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Kike. I'm glad he's playing. I'm glad he's back involved in the starting 11. Now, I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Lewis O'Brien because he still has pretty good value, Nick. He's a loan. It'll be interesting to see if they buy him or if they can work something out to get him on another year loan. But I'm assuming that they're going to want to sell him because he's a good player and someone will buy him. I just don't think LAFC are going to buy him for the price tag he's going to cost because he'd be a DP.
Yeah. O'Brien, that's your twin. It looks just like you. But
I don't know if that's a compliment, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you ask.
He's been great, bro, and I like him. I like how he fits into our midfield. Look, he's basically oh my God, Chanel, what are you doing? Put some. Yo, that was almost bad. That was almost really bad, dude. He just floated it there like it wasn't even anything. Two guys right there, and Hugo gets to it to kick it off. Like, that's the type of plays I'm talking about. Murillo is not doing that. And I've been a Chanel fan this year. I think Chanel has actually played really well for us. That right there was lack of awareness and just lackluster play. Didn't care at all. Didn't put any mustard on that hot dog to get it to him and nothing, bro. He just let it just lay there. Like, here, I'm just going to float it to you and let you do your thing. Like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? We are down 2-0. 2-0. 35th minute, almost 36 minutes, okay? They have a total of 9 shots. We have a total of 3. They have 2 on target. We have 0. What is he doing?
No urgency, man. No urgency. And did you see Lloris? He's like, dude, like they're setting Lloris up to fail tonight. They're giving him no help. They're putting Lloris on an island and expecting him to just be like the best goalkeeper of all time and save,
because
just absolutely set him up.
Because of what you just said. He has pulled us out of so much stuff that they just rely on it, bro.
Ooh, what a pass by Lewis O'Brien. Did you see how easy that was?
Fuck, what are you doing?
Oh, Tillman. But did you see the vision in the pass by O'Brien, man? That's the difference he makes. He just pinged that ball like it was nothing. And Tillman, that's another guy that's definitely going to have to. There's just it's a neutral, right? Just watching it, and we're watching the replay on this pass by. It looked like he might have been offside. Was he offside?
I'm sure they call it that it was. I thought it was a perfect pass.
It was close, but that was a beautiful pass by O'Brien. It just feels like there's too many teams or too many players on this team, Nick, that just need that burst of energy, like that fire lit underneath them. They're just playing they're just playing too casual, man. Where's the heart? Where's the grit? Who's the guy in this team? Who's the guy?
Remember, we talked about this on my show. We talked about this.
But it's carrying over. It's still an issue. It's not being fixed. There's nobody that's got any grit on this team at all. Like nobody. There's no sense of urgency. There's nobody leading. Everybody's making the same facial expression. Nobody looks mad. Nobody looks concerned. I mean, they're just they're just kind of like lackadaisical. That's looking in the sky and just not really look like they're checked out. And you know what could have happened? You know what would have been nice if a number 10 Mexican legend was on the bench tonight instead of, whatever the hell he's doing tonight.
At the Clipper game. I'm with you, bro. Like I told it's unbelievable is what it is. You go to a Clipper game and don't even make the thing. So we have a chat in our group, and I said, but listen, what if Giroud and Hugo just said, you know what? I think I'll take off. How would people react, bro? They would be but because it's Vela, he can get away with it. Truth of the matter is, Giroud and Hugo are a bigger name around the world than Vela. But Vela is our legend, and that's the truth. I get it. He brought us the cup. He's done. But, bro, like, you've been missing all year long. You got 10 minutes It was like, oh well, you're only paying $400,000 for the playoffs. Okay, he has 10 minutes for $400,000 as of right now. You know what I'm saying? And yet you don't even make the ride to get them all up and saying, hey, look, this is what we, just to show leadership. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. Like I find it wild. Yep, that's true. That's true. Vela don't care about LAFC soccer. People say that. They used to say it about him when it came to the Mexican League also. Or the the national team, right? They would make comments like that.
No, for sure.
He should retire, but the problem is that we wanted to give him his curtain call. He deserved the curtain call. No matter, right? Like whatever team you represent, your legend deserves that. And LAFC deserved to give it to him. But for whatever reason, after the whole Griezmann thing, it took them forever to finally get it done. But they had to make that happen because the Griezmann thing fell through. He was supposed to be here. Griezmann was supposed to be part of this. Yellow card for Denis. That's rare.
Danny Boy says it's all right, fam. Honestly, I'd rather play another game, win it at home, and be ready for the next round than waiting two weeks or so for the next round. It'd actually be like if they win tonight, it's actually 3 weeks until you guys will play again. So actually a little longer.
His point is that then we'll play.
And I agree.
Then we'll be closer to being more fit and ready for right after Thanksgiving, unlike the teams that have to sit there and wait. It's true. We talked about this on my show, and I even mentioned to Will, like, is it better for them to just say, hey, we don't care about this one and take it back to the BMO Stadium and then you roll into the next game with some more momentum? Or is it better to win and take off and then just hope that everybody is, figured it out already?
Well, first of all, if we're being honest, that shouldn't even be a scenario where you have to wait 3 weeks for winning your first round series. It's unacceptable. It shouldn't even be a reality. It should be 1 week max. There's no reason to be taking that long of a break. England, La Liga, Bundesliga, French League, all of them are only taking Serie A. They're only taking 1 week off, not 2, not 3. They're taking 1 week off, and I posted this on my community or the chat, and I said, I asked people how they're feeling about the playoffs so far, Nick, and everybody said they love it, but they just think that I think one guy said that the best of 3 kills the vibe. It's the way to say it. Kills the vibe. I agree. So we're about to really kill the vibe when we're close to these final games where people are going to be eliminated one way or the other. Looks like Brian White was offside. Looks like, okay, so I think Brian White might have actually been offside on that first goal. It looked close. It looked like he might have been a little bit offside. But we're going to have some enthusiasm between the elimination game where we're going to figure out which team is going to make it to the next round. And then we're going to say, okay, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Anyway, we're going to take a 3-week break and then expect everybody to be enthusiastic about it after taking that break and just pick up where they left off. That's not how it works, man. If the NFL would never take 3 weeks off. They only take 2 weeks off for the Super Bowl. And the only reason they do that is that way that the players can get healthy and that they can make sure that the final is the best product possible. That's the reason they take the 2-week break between the championship game and the Super Bowl. So it makes no sense why they would do this. And hopefully it gets fixed, not only when the calendar changes, but even next year, hopefully it gets fixed. We don't have to deal with this again because it's stupid.
Yeah. I am not a fan of this best of 3. I absolutely despise it. I hate it. I want one and done, to be honest with you. I'm a one and done guy.
Adam, that's assuming you get to the next round, which is not guaranteed. It's better to wrap it up now. Yeah. I think there's a good argument to both. I personally would rather wrap it up now. That way you don't have to take a chance of getting eliminated, because if you lose this game and then you lose the next game, it's a disaster. It's sound the alarms. People are getting fired if that happens, which I told you that I was told that if I talked to someone about Steve Cherundolo, someone I trust, and they said that they don't think there's anything he could do to get fired during this playoffs, like nothing.
And
Now, say what?
That's wild.
I know. No, I agree. But hey, here's the thing. People talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Now, saying you won't get fired no matter what, and then actually like doing something catastrophic, like getting bounced in the first round, can change things, right? That can kind of change the perception of like how things are and how you feel about a guy's job security. Adam says 3 is crazy, bro. Yeah, 3 weeks. If you're talking about 3 weeks, yes, 3 weeks is crazy. It is. It's like I don't understand what they were thinking. David Day, loyal supporter of the show, and I'm pretty sure I've seen him in your chat a couple times, especially when I've been.
He's an LAFC guy. He's a great guy. So is Danny Boy. Danny Boy is part of our crew, so they're both really good LAFC guys, supporters, and diehards.
He says, at least we're not the Columbus Crew. Ding dong, the witch of the East is dead. Yeah, I mean, you guys still have a chance at the moment to to sweep your opponent. They got swept, right? So yeah, they had the worst case scenario happen to them. David Day also says best of 3 is great. This other stuff, international, whatever, is the drawback. I don't think the best of 3 is good. I think it's actually terrible. Just too many games. Like, what do you really want to see 2 teams play each other 3 times?
No,
I don't want to see it 3 times. I just don't want to.
Remember, total of 13 games we would have played them this year if this happens.
I mean,
13 games, man.
That's crazy, but even still, Nick, I wouldn't want to see even if you played them 0 times this year, which isn't possible. But if you had, I don't want to see them play 3 times. I don't need to see a team play 3 times that quickly. And it's not. It's that this in this amount of time. I want to see something spread out. Like I think 2 games max would be the move.
Yeah.
Let's see. Keyshawn says wanted just 2 legs each round. Yes, me too. I loved.
Yes.
MLS they had before last year. They had the knockout. It was a knockout every round, which I loved. But I didn't mind the 2 legs either. That's fine. I'm cool with 2 legs. It gives both teams a home game so that they can make some money. I don't know how the home game attendance has been for certain teams. It looked like there's a lot of empty seats at the Red Bulls game tonight, which is kind of crazy considering that they had a chance to eliminate the Crew, and they did. I'm actually very surprised, but I know that's not the case for every team, but I did find that a little surprising that there were so many empty seats. But 2 games is plenty. One home game for each team is plenty enough. Joe Ryan Salazar says, which is why I want Atlanta to finish them off next week. I find that I don't think that's going to happen, but it could happen. It very well could happen. Atlanta United could beat Miami. I mean, nothing is guaranteed.
I don't see it. I don't see that happening.
Hey, I didn't see the Crew getting swept. Anything can happen, man. I'm telling you, it's just crazy because Atlanta United has something dangerous, Nick. They have nothing to lose. When you have,
but their guy's going to show up. Messi's going to show up, and he's going to Messi the hell out this next game. When you watch and see, mark my word when I tell you, Messi's going to have a hell of a game coming up, boy. And he ain't losing that game. He ain't. He is not going to get bounced in the first round. Him and Suarez, they're going to put the team on their backs. And the Barca boys are going to come out, and they're going to come out full swinging. And I just don't see it happening. Now, listen, I've been wrong before, but I would make a wager on that one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's damn near guaranteed for me on that. Anything less would be just a disappointment.
Adam says, was there a reason given for the 3-week break? I honestly don't know other than their international break, which is most leagues, like I said, are only taking 1 week off. I really don't understand why they're taking 3 weeks off. I don't know the justification. They did it last year too. So I don't know. The league doesn't really do things that make much sense. It's very illogical things that they do. Roller says, rest in peace, Columbus Crew. I'm still fine. It seems surreal to even say that out loud, Nick. The Columbus
I think it's surreal for anyone else because we've had this this comment quite a bit on your show so far. We're only 48 minutes into your show, and everybody's all I mean, I think everyone is shocked.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just can't believe. I mean, you just would have thought that was even possible. Looks like there's a lot of empty seats tonight. This Columbus Crew, or excuse me, this Vancouver Whitecap match tonight. There's a lot of empty seats tonight. David A says 2-leg is the worst. It renders the reg season meaningless if the top seeds don't get any home field advantage. I mean, well, the way you would do that is you wouldn't. I would take away the away goal. I wouldn't give that. I wouldn't include that in aggregate. So you could do it either way. I mean, how about this? Why don't you let the home team decide if they want to play their home match first or second? Give them that advantage. That's something you could do. You could say, hey, you can choose to play your away game first or your home game first. I mean, that would be cool.
That would be cool, man. That would be cool.
Yeah, and that way you're getting an incentive with the better record to choose. And it's not going to be any different, Nick. It's not going to be like a difficult thing for them to do because they're going to have to play home and away anyways. So you're giving them a chance to choose.
What would you choose?
I'd play away first.
Yeah, me too.
That way you know what you got to do at home.
100%. I would say no second game at our stadium, and because you know that game that means the most is going to have your people behind you. I would for sure pick away first, for sure.
It's officially halftime. Vancouver Whitecaps up 2-0 over LAFC. But yeah, see, that's why in this case, I think LAFC would have loved to play Vancouver at home first or on the road first, and then play that final game at home. So yeah, I think that would be a really cool way that they could do it. And MLS is always doing weird stuff, so I think that they could do something like that. Adam says, yeah, single round elimination could be fluke. Losing a 3-game series is sackable. Yeah, right. I agree. But Wilfred Nancy clearly is not going to get sacked, even though he got swept and he's one of the best coaches in the league. David Day says 1-off is not great either, not in the first round. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to do 1-off in the first round, but you could do what I suggested. Just have a 2-leg series. And let the better seeded team decide which game they play at home first, or which game they play if they play away or home in the first match. That's what you could do. Stubborn Mick says, I would rather them play best of 3 games if they didn't have all these cup matches. Are you talking about Leagues Cup? Because I really don't care. Leagues Cup, Open Cup, any cup, whatever it may be, I don't really care. I don't like the best of 3. I don't think a lot of people do. If you polled the majority of people, I don't think the majority of people, you talk to LAFC fans all the time and just fans in general, I would say probably 60 to 70%, maybe more of people don't like the best of 3.
No.
Because of what we're watching tonight.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So let's see. We got some other comments. Comments are flooding in right now, Nick. They love us.
Yeah, man. So just to give a little perspective, man, 52% of ball possession for LAFC, 48% for Vancouver. They have 12 shots. We have 3. We have 0 on target, and they have 2. Again, the score is 2-0, so that's their 2 on target. However, we have seen some good stats by Hugo. For 12 shots for them coming up, man, it's just they're just killing us up and down. It doesn't really feel like LAFC is controlling the ball as much. I mean, at the 52 to the 48. LAFC under Dolo really isn't a possession team that much, which is not something I'm a huge fan of. I like us being in possession. I like us to be the ones that push more. But just looking at it, man. Denis with a yellow card, that's already dangerous. What do you do in that situation, right? Like, are you thinking about and this is going to sound crazy, do you think about pulling this guy out because he has a yellow, right? Because what happens, he picks up another one, then he misses the 3rd game. So are you bringing in a Martinez now? Like at what point, because he's going to have to come out at some point because you don't want him now to go the full 90, right? So when is the right time to pull him, especially with him having a yellow? It is, when you look at this, I don't see anyone on LAFC side that is sticking out to me that has played just a fantastic game. Then when you look at FootMob, the person that has the best scoring for the half right now is going to be Tillman at a 6.9. That shows you how bad we are actually playing in that first half. That first half was absolutely dog. Yeah.
You can say it, dog.
Yeah,
it was dog shit
for LAFC. I mean, it just is. It just absolutely was. No one wants to bow that up and remember that one, right? We now got to erase that out of our mind. Dolo from last year needs to step up, bring out a halftime team like we did all through last year, and come out. And now we need to score 3 goals, and we need to put a stopping on for our defense and make it where they're not so comfortable and they don't get another goal. That's just how it has to be. So we're going into this game now 2 down, and we need to come out and win. We need to make 3 points. We need to get 3 goals to win this tournament. I mean, win this
series.
Yeah. So, it's absolute dog shit. Now, I mean, I don't know one LAFC fan that should be proud of what we just watched from them right now. Nah.
Yeah, I think that I really think that they're going to have to do, like you said, some adjustments when we get Denny out of here. And Nick, look, I'm not trying to doom and gloom, but I need to bring this point up, right? If they look, and I know that if they advance, they're going to play. It's going to run through BMO Stadium, right? Every game from this point on, if they advance, it's going to run through BMO Stadium. But man, they cannot be caught lacking like this in the games going forward, or they're going to get bounced out of the playoffs.
That's right.
They cannot do this. Now Seattle, I don't think that they're really that scary because, like you said, Dolo and LAFC kind of have their number. I don't even know if Dolo's ever lost to the Seattle Sounders. I think he's undefeated against them. But if you play the Galaxy like this, you're going to lose. You're probably going to get embarrassed. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. This is what I was saying to you earlier when we were watching the end of that series, right, between Houston and Seattle. Is perfect setup for LAFC because yes, we have really dominated that matchup between the two, LAFC, Seattle. But if we think that they're just going to let us walk over them in a playoff game, it's not going to happen. It's really not. So to go in there confident, okay, but to think that we could just walk away with it and we're just going to, we can overlook them and really start focusing on what Carson's doing. Absolutely not. Nope, and no. And if the way that we're playing right now, Seattle's going to put a whooping on us. They will put a whooping on this team that just played that first half by far. So it's all on what we do in this next half. That really is going to tell me a lot because we can't have a hit and miss game. You understand what I'm saying? After this series, it can't be a hit or miss. You have to be on for the rest of the time. You have to be on the next game. The next 3 games, you have to be on. So this is unacceptable, and that's where I stand on that. I want to see some change. That's for sure.
No, I agree. A couple comments. Roller says, not going to lie, I never realized how important home field advantage was until you proved me wrong, Will. I mean, I think home field advantage definitely plays key. I mean, you're always going to play better 9 times out of 10 in front of your home crowd because you obviously have the energy, you have the support. Teams have to travel to you. I mean, it makes a difference for sure. I mean, home field advantage is definitely always going to be the better spot. A good friend of the show, Isaiah Carter, says, what the is wrong with LAFC? Man, they just look checked out. They just look like they're not into it. They look like they look like their mind's already back on game 3 at BMO Stadium. Like they're ready to move on. It's funny, Nick, we talked about this earlier. LAFC's bodies might be in Vancouver, but their minds are with Carlos Vela at the Clippers game. Honestly, that's what it is, man. Their minds are with Carlos Vela at the Clippers game. Just no sense of urgency with this team right now. Now, look, we've seen them bounce back in the second half before. We've seen them come out. Dolo has been criticized for his adjustments at the half in years past, but I think he's gotten a little bit better at that the last couple months, a little bit better at that. So I think that they could do a couple things to really help get them back in this match and make it a competitive, second half. And look, even if they played abysmal, which they have, they're still only down 2-0. Like, they're still very much in this match. 2-0, it's not like you can't recover. And all they have to do is tie the score up and it goes to PKs. They don't have to get 3 goals. They just have to get 2. And then it goes to PKs. And then if it goes to PKs, I feel like they can win it.
Yeah. No, if it goes to PKs, I also believe that we can win it. But also, I don't really want them to go to PKs. I want 3 goals, and I want us to not let any more in. Yes, one of them was an own goal. I understand that, and that was a misplay from Hollingshead. I mean, what the heck was he doing? But listen. LAFC, if any team can come back right now, it is LAFC. We have seen it done before. We can definitely do it. It just depends on who is ready to step up, because I'm telling you, I really mean this, and I would never ever say this before, but I am now worried that about Bawanga having that yellow. We cannot afford for him to be out game 3 if that was the case. We could not afford it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no ands, if, buts about it. And so that makes me nervous. And that makes me wonder, okay, so what do you do in this situation? You let him play, 10, 15 minutes, and then you bring in a Martinez. Martinez has been great this last few games.
That's my guy, dude. I'm a big believer in David Martinez. He's a stud.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Well, he was at the very beginning, then he got hurt and he came out and he was walking around, not really looking like he was doing his thing. And then now he's back playing well. The last 6 games, he has been very good. Very good. And so I expect to see him today at some point. And I believe that it's going to have to be for Bawanga. I truly do, man. I truly believe it.
Let me ask the chat real quick before that second half starts, because we're about probably halfway through the halftime. Out of a 1 through 10, what do you think the chances are the LAFC come back and win this match? Hey. What do you think the chances 1 through 10 are that LAFC come back in this match and sweep Vancouver Whitecaps? What are your chances? What do you think 1 out of 10? I'm curious what you guys think. They definitely can do it. I don't know if they will do it. Stubborn Mick says he's a 5, so he's a fence sitter. He's going right down the middle on it. Luke says 6. Angel Rodriguez says 4. A Reader says 1. Gabriel S says 6. Keyshawn says 6. Rollers fence sitting again says 5. Let's see. Timothy Park says 5. Another fence sitter. Cool Whip says 2. Let's see. Devive said 3. And Mr. says if they play like they did in the first half, it's a 0. Kyle Hicks says a 3. David Day says depends if they bring our ice cube out. And then finish it at home. Nick, what do you think the chances are out of a 10, man? What would you give the
boy wants to finish at home? I mean, look, I think only one person was over 5 in your chat. That shows that people don't have faith in it. And why would they? I mean, look, man, I'm just being honest, right? Like, I'm an LAFC fan, but I'm being honest, and I see why people are feeling the way that they are. Lackluster first half, no heart, no grit. I get what Danny Boy's saying, finish at home. I'm in the chat right now seeing what people are saying around the LAFC community, and people are saying, oh, well, game 3 it is. It feels like, again, and I feel like a broken record. If we watch this back, it's going to be the same conversation for me saying it, but game 12 between this team, and that's how it really freaking feels, is game 12. Your face says it all. It's almost like, who gives a crap? What is there, as Danny Boy just said, take it home, still play another game, have momentum going into the thing. All this is true, but you also want to sweep, right? Our rival, our competitor, they swept. You see that Columbus just got swept. teams want to sweep teams, and then we are just okay saying, "Hey, let's go to game 3. Let's take it back home. Let's win in front of the crowd." It's a mixed bag, you know what I mean? But all the people that are the neutrals on here, not one said over 5, or only one of your followers said over 5. She gave them a 6. So that tells me that they also are seeing what we're seeing. They see no heart. They see no grit. They see no urgency. They see that this is a game 12 between them and no one cares. And maybe they are all back there in the Clipper game waiting and saying, well, we'll just take it back there. You know what I mean? So I do believe that, we want to show that we can also sweep. And I get what you're saying. It doesn't matter what Carson's doing down there, but other teams want to sweep, and we should want to sweep too. That's just my point, Danny. It's not about what they're doing. It's about we want to show that we also are dominant like that. And this game has not been that so far for us. Now, I do believe that we could turn this around, and I'm going to say 7.5 to 8. I really do believe. But if we play the way that we just did, it's going to be, as the one said, it'll be a 0.
I'm at a 3. I'm not a 0. I'm not a 1. I'm not over a 5. And it's not and I give it a 3 because they can do it, because of the talent. I just haven't seen the urgency, man. I haven't seen the enthusiasm. I haven't seen a single angry face, a smile, nothing on the pitch, man. It's like they're all just blank face and they're just out there because it's their job. Nobody has any passion out there. There's no grit whatsoever. And you just really feel that right now. There's just no energy with this team.
This half is going to be different, man. This half's going to be different. And Danny, I'm also with you. I get you staying Carson, but I'm LAFC all day, baby. I'm a die-hard faithful, as you know, and have been from day one. I've never missed an LAFC game. Ooh,
close. Denny Bwanga almost had it. Looked like Giroud almost had a flick there. So what's replay on that? Who made that pass?
That was nice.
Wow.
Perfect. Boom. Oh, Giroud should have touched it. He should have put one of those little finesses on there right there, boy. Okay.
Roller
That's a better start, Will. That's a better start, though.
Will, do you think the playoffs this season has shifted quite a bit after the Columbus Crew sweep? I think if Miami don't pull it off in game 3, it's going to be extremely disappointing for the league. Yeah, if the Columbus Crew and Miami are both eliminated, the league is going to panic. They're going to be very disappointed. Oh, Denny in the side net. How many times have we seen Denny Bwanga hit the side netting before, man? I feel like I always see him hitting this. I always think he ends up scoring, but he's always hitting the side netting. They're playing better. They're playing a lot better this half already.
Already a lot better.
More energy, right? A lot more energy.
What I was trying to tell you, man. When it comes to it, for some reason, we have a good speech in the locker room. We come out second half a lot better. In this first 2 minutes, we've seen that.
I mean, it was never a question if they could do it. I mean, we know they can. They're going to have to pull one back. Now, here's the thing. The first 3 minutes of the second half, Nick, the best player so far has been Denny. 2 chances on goal, almost, or not on goal, but 2 chances. I don't think you can take him out if you want in this game. I know he's got the yellow card, but he's the one that's doing it right now. I don't think you can afford to take him out of the match right now.
No way.
Roll with him.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, to be fair, the yellow is a very rare for Denny. But when a person has a yellow, you know how you attack that. You try to exploit that, and that's that worries me because
100%.
he's way too important, as we see right now. Good giveaway, yeah. Oh, what? All right, I like what I'm seeing right now from LAFC. What's up, Bubba?
What a pass from Denny Bwanga to Matty Bogusz. Oh, man. And Drew was trailing, man. He was got a corner kick, though. let's see. There was a question. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, in my opinion, you never want to do or die in the first round as the top seeded team because Vancouver is going to be ruthless. They look like they want it more than LAFC, even in the first game. Yeah, I agree. You definitely Vancouver is they're a team that can definitely punch above their weight. They have the ability to beat a team better than them. They're normally very competitive. So yeah,
we're playing so much better right now.
Say that again.
We're playing so much better right now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you play like this the rest of the game, I think that you guys could definitely pull two back and at bare minimum at least go to PKs. Mm-hmm. Now, Keyshawn says, can Forsberg carry the Red Bulls past Miami? First of all, Miami's got to win, man. They got to win their series against Atlanta first, but I think it's gonna be tough. The Red Bulls, I'm pretty sure we're going after Timo Werner this summer, and it didn't work out. They're trying to get another. Good God, dude! What the hell was that?
I mean, come on, dude. How that isn't a yellow?
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, he got a yellow. Okay. I mean, dude, pulling his jersey. No, that's crazy, dude. Hanging on him, man.
I mean, dude, what the hell? That was like that.
That's crazy.
That was like a leg warm up. Here, bro. You run, and I'll just pull you down. Like, what the hell are we doing here?
He's doing sleds, man. But the Red Bulls, I think they're going to struggle. I don't think anybody's going to struggle against Miami if they advance because it's going to be single elimination at Miami. I don't think they have the horses really for that race. But, I mean, anything's possible in single elimination game. I mean, Miami could just have a really bad game, and the Red Bulls definitely could make it interesting. And I think they're 1-1 season.
Yeah, we got some urgency going on. Stop, Ozzy.
Oh, that's close. It's getting interesting, man. How many more shot attempts they have this half alone? They had 3 in the first half. They've got like 4 or 5 already in the second half. Wow.
Let's see. Yeah, we have now 6 on 6 total and 1 on target. So an extra 3 at goal, and then finally 1 on target. You know.
Adam says, can you see LAFC winning the cup in this form? I don't see it. I mean, if they play like they're playing in the second half, then yeah, they can beat anybody.
Yeah, if we play like we did in the first game and then like we are in the second half, we really can. We can beat anybody. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but I honestly believe that we can give Miami a run for their money. Yes, they have Messi. Yes, they have Suarez. But I believe when LAFC is at their best, we can beat any team out there. When we play with urgency, when we don't play scared, when we move the ball the way that we're moving it now, when we're pushing forward. I'm not trying to let the game come to us, but more giving the game down their throats. That's what I like to see. That's LAFC's bread and butter. That's what we have been. That's what we were when we had Bob Bradley as our manager, and that's how we should be playing now. LAFC is a team that is better when we are pushing forward. Under Dolo, we have been more of a defensive team, but when we put it, I go back to the Columbus Crew game, right? When we were playing them, yeah, that's crazy.
Dude,
this is not the one that was holding on the back of his jersey. That should be a yellow, bro. That should be a red card. He should be gone.
No ball at all. Someone said in the comment section that jersey tug was the most blatant thing, dude. They should got a red for that, man. I mean, he was, like you said, dude, dragging on his jersey, man. That's
and
like
then he just does that. Man. How is that not a red? I don't get it. I do not understand that. There should have been his second yellow, and he should be out of there.
Oh. Let's see. There was an interesting question about, let's see. What sells more, Miami versus the Galaxy or Miami versus LAFC?
Miami versus LAFC.
Both of them are very good. Both of them would be very good. The only reason I could say that the Galaxy might sell a little better is because they haven't been there in so long, and that they could really play that up. That this is the first MLS Cup the Galaxy have been to in 10 years. That would be the one advantage they would have over LAFC. But honestly, I think it's pretty close. I think it would be good either way. Now, if LAFC had Griezmann, it wouldn't be close.
I'll disagree with you, Will, because I'm an LAFC fan. But I honestly, believe I'll tell you why we have more of a traveling community than any other team in the league. So and when you go out, I mean, I know a lot of Carson people would disagree, but when you go out now, you're seeing LAFC kids around a lot of different places. I'm here in Hawaii. I see LA kids all the time. I'm walking in the store the other day, and a guy literally has an LAFC kit on. And I'm like, yo, what? Dude, you live here? He's like, yeah, I love LAFC. So I truly believe. And then I think the whole French thing against the Barca thing would be a big selling point. I just really do believe that it would be the LAFC Miami game that would be the sellout more. That's for sure. But now I definitely think Carson would do a great job also. That's for sure. It has to be one of the two.
Either way, that's the best ideal matchup for the league. Miami versus one of the LA teams. They would be happy either way.
One of the Cali teams, yeah.
Yeah, they'd be happy either way.
LA, baby. Only one team in LA.
But I think that I do, like I said, though, I do think that this is more energy. They're playing a lot. They're not playing as flat. This is a team that can compete, Nick. Now, this is a team that's now Dola looks a little frustrated on the sidelines.
Something ain't happening.
He don't look too happy.
Nope. Come on, dude.
Roller says, I think it was 3-1 or 3-0 win for Miami. I think he's talking about the Red Bulls game, or maybe he's talking about one of the LA games. Adam says, I think that it was without Messi too. Yeah, the first one was. The first loss was, it was just Suarez, because I remember it was a rain game, and they had this picture of Suarez like where he looked so disappointed and he was just drenched. Timothy Parks says, I don't think he intentionally stepped on his foot. Yeah, but the ball wasn't even close. So, and plus he just had that. He just had that yellow from pulling the kit though. It wasn't just pulling his kid down. Like, he was like dragging the ground. It's like purposely pulling him down. Dude, like the Little Giants, man. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it was crazy.
It seriously was like a practice, like doing the sled in practice, like trying to get your legs warmed up. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Get your knees high. Like, come on, pull me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was wild. And here we go. It's going to get chippy. Here we go. Come on, boys.
Hopefully, don't get too chippy. If you're an LAFC fan, you don't want Denny getting another, yellow.
That's my guy right there, TK.
Let's see. Adam says, you might be right. I do see a lot of Chivas kits around. Wow.
All right, Adam. Let's don't do this. Let's don't do it, Adam.
The Vibe says Galaxy 100% based on league attendance for the season, and that's not a hot take. Talking about they would be a better matchup. I've never been to LA, Nick, and obviously I know LAFC is the talk of the town because they've been very good the last 6 years since they've been in the league. But the Galaxy still do have a presence in the city. I know that they still have a large fan base too. Because if they didn't, when the Rose Bowl, like 2 years, was it last year? The Rose Bowl, I remember us talking about it. That game was truly 50-50. That's what everybody said. It was a 50-50 Rose Bowl sellout for that match.
Because they wouldn't let us have our tickets. I'm not even being disrespectful. Adam knows. They put a thing on our tickets. They wouldn't let LAFC fans buy it out like we wanted to. And this isn't even a dig, because, and I'll tell you why, because a lot of the Carson fans were upset with Carson at that time. They were not happy. There was like a whole, there was like that boycott thing going on and all that stuff. And LAFC was trying to buy all the tickets, and they weren't having it. They were not having it. So I'm not. Look, it's all fun, Adam. We're having a good time, man. But look, as I said, we have been the dominating team in California
for the last year.
And it's good to see Carson actually now playing well for sure. We said at the beginning of the show, it's great for them and us to be good at the same time. It's good for us to both be fighting for, the 1 and 2 spot. No doubt. The day that we took over first spot in the West, I'm pretty sure all Carson fans were watching our game as they were watching theirs, as we were watching our game with the phone in our hand, finding out what Carson was doing. We got help from Houston. There's no ands and buts about that. So, yeah, I mean, it's great to see them both playing well, but this is the first year since we've been in the league that Carson has really been in the top 5 with us. It's just the truth. And that's not a dig. That is just the reality of the situation. But things have turned around there. They have some real players there now. Yep. See, you agree. There's some truth to that. Adam agrees, and he's a Carson fan. I mean, this year is the first year that you've really seen them put some real work in to make them a top team.
Oh my God, dude! What a pass from Lewis O'Brien! Oh,
right there! Oh my God, dude!
Wow!
How do you not score that,
dude? That was a absolute beautiful pass by Lewis O'Brien. Dude! What a pass! What a pass, man! You think a twist is making that pass?
No, he's not.
What the hell was that, dude?
And I agree with you, Adam. I agree with you a lot. Excited about San Diego. I do wonder, though, man, do you think – and again, this is going to come off like I'm being an asshole, and I'm really not. Do you think that's going to hurt some of the fan base for Carson having the San Diego?
No,
you
I don't think so.
I do because, see, they're in the middle. They're in the middle. And it's going to be, because you're going to lose some fans to San Diego because San Diego people come into Carson as some San Diego people come into LAFC. And San Diego's going to bring it, man. Let's don't sleep on what San Diego's going to do. They're definitely going to be a team that wants to come and compete.
There you go right there. The Vive. I'm in San Diego. I don't care about the San Diego team. It's always Galaxy. Let me tell you what, Nick, I would agree with you, but you have to think about this, man. The LA Galaxy are the most winningest team in MLS history. And on top of that, they're good right now. If they suck, I'm with you.
You're talking about a team that didn't have that many teams in there, and again, that's how the league was, and of course they won those, but they didn't win. They haven't won when there's been more than 16 teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not being an a-hole. It's the truth. Like, they just haven't had the inspiration, but now they do, right? Because they have to try to compete with LAFC. They have to, because that's what they need to do. And then now San Diego's coming in, and San Diego's going to spend money. They're not going to be like San Jose and not spend money. They're going to spend money. San Diego's going to spend. It's going to be fun, man. I'm telling you. I've said it. I want us to have a California Cup. I think it would be fun. Everybody dogs me for saying it, but I think it would be fun. It'd be something fun for the Cali teams that have to fight for that cup.
Okay, so here's the reason why I don't think they're in trouble, Nick. Okay, LAFC, LA Galaxy, San Diego, right? There are 23 million people in Southern California. Like he said, there's enough fans to go around. There's plenty of fans to go around. Hell, LA could probably have 3 teams just based on the population they got. There are so many soccer fans in LA who don't support either team because they don't like MLS. They just have Liga MX teams, Liga MX teams, or European teams, or whatever it may be. I mean, look at London, man. They've got like 6 Premier League teams, and they're the same size city as Los Angeles. There's plenty of fans for both. Now, I do agree with you. Looks like Maxime Chanot's coming out. Looks like he is, I guess. Is that...
we brought in Segura.
Quest is coming in.
Segura, Altuesa,
David Martinez.
What are we doing?
Now, I do think that there could be some Galaxy fans and LAFC fans to support San Diego, but I don't think it's going to be that much. I think there's probably a lot of San Diego fans who don't watch soccer at all that are there. I mean, how many LAFC fans didn't support the Galaxy at all before they became LAFC fans? How many new fans LAFC bring in?
A ton.
Exactly.
I lived in LA. I lived in LA for over 20-some years and would not go to a Carson game.
Yeah, exactly.
And because they just weren't my cup of tea, right? Like I just couldn't get behind it. But I love the rival that we have with them. You know what I mean? And yes, I know people that live in San Diego that support LAFC, and shoots. I know a guy that actually right when San Diego started was like, "Hey, that's where I live. That's where I'm from. I will be going." That's understandable, But I do think more people that are actually in Los Angeles and stuff go for LAFC, and I think the outer skirts are more on the Carson side, and being in between, I just think they might feel it a little bit. I really do, and that's not a dig at them at all. It's not a dig at them. I just think they're in a unfortunate situation where they have these two teams now surrounding them. Yes, California is big enough to be able to share, but hey man, that's bad for San Jose. Really,
San Jose, man.
No one's going to support them.
Nobody cares about San Jose. They're probably eventually. I wouldn't be surprised. They'll probably move to Vegas.
I would have liked that Sacramento team to actually make it. I think that would have been good for the California thing too. You know what I mean? I really do. Yeah, the Cali Cup. The Cali Cup would be fun, man. Add the USL teams. Hopefully one day we'll see the USL teams be part of the MLS and do like a pro rel type situation. I think that'd be great, man. I would love to see something like that.
Diogo says, "What do you guys think of some team in MLS signing Marcelo?" I mean, I think it could happen. I mean, he's 36 years old. I think it was Fluminense he was playing for, right? It was a Flamingo. Either way, I mean, I could see a team giving him a chance, but it's going to have to be the right situation. The only thing I think about Marcelo the last couple of years about his stint in Brazil was him just absolutely destroying that one guy's leg. I mean, I don't know if you saw that, Nick, but he had a challenge on this guy, and the guy's leg just got absolutely crushed.
Come on, guys. The first 5 minutes we're looking dangerous. Let's do something.
What Kike's doing there.
Gabriel,
San Jose are embarrassing. They got to relocate or change branding. Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Now, Devive says, I agree with Nick, but we also had a front office that didn't want it like they do now, and Klein era ruined our team. That is true. Will Kuntz definitely changed the vibe in that building.
So you think you got Will going over to Carson, you got Klein in San Diego, both part of LAFC from the beginning. It's pretty interesting, right? Like you basically have these guys that try to build LAFC.
Oh my God. 3-0. Wow. The defense just, I don't know what the hell they were doing there, man. Vancouver Whitecaps up 3-0 over LAFC in the 68th minute. Looks like, I don't think it was an own goal. I think Brian White scored. Let's see if he was onside. Yeah, he was definitely onside. Yeah, like a flick. It was bad marking by Segura.
What did I just say? Oh, man, we got Segura coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, that was off of Segura's heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you cannot be serious. 2 on goals?
2 own goals by LAFC tonight. Vancouver Whitecaps up 3-0 over LAFC. Now, here's
Adam's trolling me right now. We took your keeper.
let's see. I got to look this up real quick. I got to double check on this. Just
Adam, you're trolling me, man. I know you did.
what was the score of the first game? Wasn't it 2-1?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, so here's the deal, man. If it was an aggregate system, LAFC would be eliminated tonight. So they would have lost the series 4-2 if it wasn't two leg aggregate. They would have lost 4-2 based on results at this moment.
See, look at Reed Adams. See, he's even saying what I was telling you earlier, and that's the truth. That is absolutely the truth, man. Adam's a real dude, man.
I've
never met a Carson fan that is actually as true as this dude right here. Like real talk. He's like being honest about it. He's being honest about it. It was a different game back then. Of course they killed it. Of course they got all those things. With 10 teams, if LAFC was a team with only 10 teams, think about how many we would have won, right? But now you got these teams that are really pushing it, bro. Really, really doing some really good stuff and coming after it, and Miami versus Galaxy looking more and more likely. No, bro. Don't do that. Don't say that. Come on. Don't do that to me.
Is Jade the man an LAFC fan? He's been in the chat before. I don't know if he's some of these guys I think I got him pegged, man, but I don't know. They surprised me.
No. I don't think he's an LAFC fan. I'm thinking that he's gonna be a Carson fan or Miami fan.
Keyshawn says, where does Brian White rank amongst strikers in MLS? I don't really watch Vancouver. He is a very, very good underrated striker. I would say he's probably top 10, honestly. He'll have the most quiet 15-goal season that you've ever seen. I think he had 15 goals this year. I know he had 15 last year, so he's very good. He's very underrated. If he played for any other team, he would be more talked about. He's a very solid striker, and he's not appreciated enough league wide. A lot of people don't really know about how good he is. Danny Boy says, "Yeah, if it was, but if it was, you don't think the momentum would be different?" Who's he? I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe he's talking about what Joe Ryan says. When LA faced Vancouver in April, they won 3-1. Let's see.
No, I think he's talking about if it was about the aggregate.
Okay, yeah, that's right. That's true. Okay,
these guys would have a lot more to be playing their butts off in this game, is what I believe he's referring to. My man, Mr. Danny Boy.
Plus, if it was, we would have home game advantage on the second game. Yeah.
Yes.
Callie Rex says, today has been the game of upsets, hasn't it? I mean, it has. It really has. Hell, the last 2 days have been the game of upsets. I mean, Miami lost to Atlanta United. I mean, I didn't think they were going to lose that game. I thought they were going to sweep that series. Adam says, those rings still count, but it's apple and oranges. It's like when people compare the Steelers' early championships to the modern era. Yeah. I mean, I understand that.
No, 100%. They still count. No one can discredit that. Absolutely. But you're absolutely right. It would be a different story if this is how. I like Adam. Adam's a true dude.
Adam, listen, you got the biggest LAFC podcast out there, and Nick and the Voice of Black and Gold totally behind you, man. He's a fan of you.
Oh, no. We're obviously on separate ends of the thing, but I'm saying, no, he's being true, though, right? Like,
yeah, man.
I think it's I respect that. You understand? Because look, man, most Carson guys are like, no, we have this and da. He's speaking truth right now, and you got to respect that because, he sees the difference of what this type of MLS is compared to what it was. MLS was a league that no one really cared about and that was falling apart that Carson actually saved at one point. You know what I mean? But this day and era, you got to be willing to put money up. You got to be willing to bring the best of guys. You got to be willing to fight every game, unlike what we are doing at this particular moment right now. Oh, my God, that was almost full. Oh, my God.
So guys, it's 3-0 in the 73rd minute of the game. Like the stream down below if you haven't already. We've been up to like 49, 50 people at one time, which is crazy. That's pretty good for the live watch along. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're 540 subscribers away from 5,000. We're gonna hit that number before the MLS Cup final. With your help, we will do it. So I appreciate your support. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of my live streams or any of my videos. Let's see. Cali Rex says, I believe my boys in the black and gold can do it at home, but this was terrible. Yeah. I mean, we agree. It's the effort just was when the effort picked up, Nick, it might have been too late.
Yeah. Yeah, but think about it. From the first 5 minutes to now, we've died back down.
Yeah,
we have died back down. I mean, we've seen some real nice buttery passes from O'Brien up to the top. Did nothing with it. Bawanga missed it right in front of the goal. That's unusual. It just doesn't seem. All right, well, this is a full team play right here. I like what I'm seeing. Nice passes from everyone. It just went through the whole entire team almost. A cross right there that was just absolutely pointless. Nothing to it. This is what I'm saying. Where's the quality right now? All right, Martinez, Bawanga. Bawanga back to Martinez. Back to Atuesta. Bawanga. Just not pushing. I mean, what do we – oh, nothing.
Oka is a good goalkeeper, man. He's had a good game.
He's a really good keeper. Really good keeper.
He's just been really good tonight. A Stubborn Mick says this is really nice of Vancouver to do this for their fans for their final home game of the year. That's funny.
Stubborn Mick, I like you, dude.
On a positive note, a reader says, I've told you you're all underestimating Vancouver, acting like the series is already over and LA should worry about Seattle. Vancouver is a better team at the moment than almost everyone in MLS. I mean, they're a good team, but like LAFC is equipped to build to win an MLS Cup. They're not built to just win a series. LAFC is equipped to win the cup. I don't think Vancouver is equipped to win the cup. They're equipped to be a thorn in the side of a team, not win it all. So I mean, LAFC should have won this game. Honestly, they should have.
Come on. Better than all MLS team. Stop it, bro. I appreciate the die-hardness of you being a fan, but stop it. Better than all the team. Hey, you know that ain't true. That ain't true.
Your new friend Adam says, personally, the minimum for me is the MLS championship. We're not back until then, and we don't own LA until we win too. Oh, so you're starting from scratch. You're starting from when LAFC came in the league, and that's when you're starting the rivalry. So I guess LA.
You see why I like this guy. He's true to the game. He understands what it is. I like it.
He says you can respect your enemies. I'll see you on the battlefield.
That's the truth. And we'll talk some heavy crap to each other then, won't we, brother? I already know. We'll have some mad banter back and forth, and then after we'll talk about how it was going, huh?
Nick, am I like the unifier between the El Tráfico?
No,
am I building the bridge between you? Maybe, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never actually said a positive thing about a car.
Not even in private conversation. I don't think you say it in your sleep either.
No, but Adam's been 100% real.
Yeah. Devive says I could be leaking some bias, but this lack of urgency from LAFC does not give cup contender.
Yeah.
No, look, even Nick, who's as big of an LAFC fan as you can be, has even admitted that this is a lackluster performance. They're sleepwalking today.
Sleepwalk. Are we even walking? Are we walking?
I don't know, forward? Man. I think you're laying
down. We're going backwards. Are we going forward right now? Because this crap is we going backwards. Let's keep that 100% real.
Let's see. Mr. Good friend of the show says they know they'll be back at home for the third game, so there's no urgency tonight. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a mindset you really shouldn't have. You should treat every match like it's an elimination game.
We should.
You should because Next game is going to be an elimination game, and anything can happen.
That's right.
So, look, here's the thing, Nick. When Vancouver probably wins this game tonight, the slate is wiped clean. It's essentially 0-0 again. Next week's game is a single elimination game. A scary thought, man.
Yeah. All urgency will have to be there, playing, straightforward.
Let's see. Soccer Daddy says payback time. I guess he's saying LAFC, and it looks like he's a Miami fan. So I don't know. Is there bad blood between LAFC and Miami? I didn't even know. Have they even played this year?
No, we didn't play them this year. It can't be from last year when David Beckham and Victoria walked out and we just started chanting to David. I mean, that can't be the hate.
Was that in? Was that in? Dude, that looked like it was in. That looked like it was across the line. Oh my God. And we don't have goal line technology, so we'll never know. That looked like that was in, man.
They're gonna check it.
That looked like that was in. Holy shit. Let's see. Kike Oliveira with that.
From, Martinez right there.
Okay, I guess it went in. Nah, I don't think it was in. That was close, man. Oh, that was close. Let's see. Angel, what did Angel say? Maybe I missed the comment.
Yeah, you missed a couple up there.
Let's see.
Danny
just
Boy
pouring in, man. Let's see.
Danny Boy subscribe to you. I've seen that. Guys, I do want to take 1 minute and make sure y'all all understand that Will's show is absolutely one of the best MLS podcasts out there. Unbiased. Me and him are good buddies. I've tried to convert him to being an LAFC black and gold faithful. It don't happen. I'll every once in a blue moon make him slip up and say, Carson, he's always true to the game of MLS, and make sure he gets to that 5,000 subscribers. If you are LAFC faithful, you still want to follow this guy. If you are a Carson guy, you want to follow this guy. Make sure you follow and tune into this dude's content. Not only his lives, his just his content in general is he's very informational. He has some really good stuff out there. He just had a good one not too long ago about the change coming in 2026. I highly recommend you guys going and checking that video out, of course, after you get done watching this live. But make sure you get him there, guys. He needs those follows. Get him there before the end of the year. Let's get him to the 5,000. No question about it.
I think we're gonna do it, man. I think we're gonna do it. And also,
you're going to, man. You deserve it.
Hey, listen, make sure you guys subscribe and follow Nick on Twitter. His @, is exactly what you see on the screen, @_Nick Chastain _. And also make sure you follow the Voice of Black and Gold. I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the season, I'm going to be on there every Monday night with my good friend Nick, and until he kicks me off, or maybe there's a protest by the LAFC fans. But I'm going to be on there every Monday night, recapping LAFC and just talking about what's going on and their chances of advancing to the MLS Cup final. So make sure you give Nick a follow, a subscription. He's the best to do it. If you're an LAFC fan, especially, there's no other podcast better than him. I don't care what anybody says. Make sure you subscribe to Nick @the Voices of Black and Gold and follow him on Twitter. Let's see. We got a couple more comments. Let's see. Tommy, a friend of the show, which I will be debating soon. We will be debating soon about this calendar. He says, I'll add to this now. Columbus, Miami, and LAFC get kicked out of the first round. Apple ends the MLS contract. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Oh, Tommy. Yo, that was a take right there, dude. Tommy, could you imagine?
They would be pissed, though. I won't lie. They would be mad.
They would be. No, he has a bro. They would be more than pissed. They would be more than pissed.
But here's the thing, though, Nick. Don Garber.
That.
Don Garber alluded recently in an interview that they're kind of disappointed with the deal right now because they're not making a lot of money with it. And I think I think they're mutually disappointed with it right now. It's a bad deal, man. $250 a year between 30 teams is not much money, especially when you're having to spend $100 million on production costs. So it's really like $150. That's not a lot of money, honestly. And they don't do a good enough job promoting it, Apple, that is. I honestly think that both sides aren't too happy with the deal as it is right now. Personally, that's just my sense on it, and that's what Don Garber has said. It's what I've talked to people. They haven't really added any new subscriptions, man. They're at like 2 million, which isn't bad, but they were hoping it would be more with Messi, that they'd get more of the Messi bump. But what they don't realize is you're going to have to do more than Messi. You're going to have to get Griezmann. You're going to have to get Neymar. You're going to have to get, other Kevin De Bruyne. You have to get more of these dudes and spread them out to other teams to get people to want to subscribe.
Yeah, no, for sure. Listen, how do I say this? I've enjoyed what Apple has done for MLS personally. I've enjoyed it. It's nice that we know where the games are going to be. It's nice that we don't have to go searching for some of them on YouTube, and then it's like it's the worst freaking quality videos that we've ever seen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm very much all about what Apple is doing. I thought it was great that they picked up the Open Cup for the end of the Open Cup part. But you're right. I mean, they're not getting the subscriptions that they thought that they would get. And that's difficult. I think, truthfully, Apple will probably need to sort of do, and I hate to say this, but sort of do how Paramount did, and it'd be like other leagues also. So you go and get City I come in, and you go get Liga MX. So it's more of a thing for people to want, and then the views for MLS. Because right now you have so many subscriptions that you have to get to watch these certain leagues that you enjoy, right? So I'm a City I guy, so I've got to go and I got to have Paramount Plus, right? And Paramount Plus, you were able to get the Spanish, you were able to get the Brazilian League, the Scottish League, Serie A. You can get some of the cup games for all the, and so they sort of gave you a package of different leagues that you get to watch. And just trying to focus only on MLS because Messi, and they put all their eggs in one basket on Messi, right? And then, look, they turned down LAFC about helping MLS turn down LAFC about helping pay for Griezmann to come over. Like, Apple's probably like, yo, what? But that's stuff that you can't do. You've got to be able to help them get these big names here, because that is only going to help. You see the Neymars wanting to come. You see Pogba wanting to come. You see Griezmann wanting to come. De Boer wanting to come. Like, these are names that people want to see in MLS. Well, Apple wants that to happen. The league needs to make sure that these guys can get it done. And so that's where we don't have the money now because of this and that. Well, dude, y'all should have thought about that. If you thought it was just going to be okay because you got Messi, it's not. All teams want to be able to be involved.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And Tommy brought up a good point about, and others have said that ESPN Plus was kind of a disaster, and the quality of the game was not good. It looked like someone was recording on an Android in the stands. Like it was terrible. But here's the thing: Apple could turn this league around in a night if they wanted to. They could completely shift this league into a realm and to something it's never been with the resource they have. iPhones are the most popular phones, I think, in the world. They definitely are the most popular in America, and they have the capability of putting out promotions for the league to every person who has an Apple phone. I think they at least used to have the biggest market cap of any company in the world, richest company in the world, Nick. And so they have all this resources, man. They could turn this league around. 250 is not doing anything to this league. I mean, it doesn't move the needle, and it's 10 years. Now, they did give them an incentive to split subscription fees at a certain point when they hit a number, which could, it's supposed to, after they hit a certain number of subscriptions, Apple splits the revenue with those new fees with MLS 50-50. Now, that sounds good, but the problem is they've stagnated. They haven't added any new subscriptions. And MLS they're kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. You have to get players in the league to get people to want to watch, but MLS is too scared to do that because they don't want to spend too much money. So they're like at this standoff where they're going to have to do something in order to get these new people in. And I think it should be a mixture. Look, I don't want to revert to the old style of the league where it's only old people on each team or old players, like European stars past their prime. You know, some people could say it's like Giroud, but I do think it's okay to do that and mix it with young players like Kike, like Bogusz, you know, like Lewis O'Brien, some younger players. Mix it up, man. Add some of these guys with these older players. That way you got the interest of the player and you have the young talent. That's the way you do it. And hopefully that's what they continue to do. Now, adding Griezmann to this LAFC team skyrockets them, man. They're on a whole different playing field if they get someone like that. And then it also helps elevate and raise the profiles of other players. Look at Miami, Nick. Look at Miami, man. They signed Messi, right? And they got Busquets and Alba. Diego Gomez is a guy they signed for $2.75 million last summer. He's been balling out since the start of the new calendar year in 2024 in January. He's been balling out. They just sold him for $15 or $16 million to Brighton, man. It's the Messi bump. You get eyes on you that you wouldn't get otherwise. Because you're playing next to Messi, and that can help you. That's the way you want it. You want people to tune in because of certain players, and then they can learn about these talented other players like Kike. Kike is a great player. Matty's a good player. Imagine how many more eyes they'd have if they were playing next to a Griezmann.
Facts. It's going to happen. Mr. Look at him.
That's my guy, dude. That's my guy, though. Honestly, that's my guy.
Yeah.
See Pogba LAFC next summer. It just makes sense. I can't see him in. I'm not gonna say it. I'm calling it. You know what now? I'm telling you, man. He's like it's almost like a bug, man. You can't help yourself. He catches slipping.
Adam's gonna call him Carson in a minute for me.
You're gonna get him saying it, man, and then he's gonna say, "Hey, what team did David Beckham play for? Who was that?" Oh man,
man, it's been fun. Will, I appreciate you having me here, brother. I mean, look, getting killed 3-0. I might have jinxed it coming on your show, but I've enjoyed being here with you, brother. Thank you for having me. The chat has been absolutely fantastic, man. You got to give it up to your chat, to your followers, bro. Are you kidding me? They're the best, man. Short of fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's all a testament to how you run your show, man. So big ups to you, brother. Like I said, I know Danny Boy, part of our crew. He went and made sure he followed you, and it's just it's been a pleasure being here with you during this hurt that I'm going through watching this game.
Well, hopefully you'll be at the next one.
To focus on the 3-0, and I'm able to sit here and have a conversation with you fine people and the chat over here. And as we're doing it, but the fun banter that we're doing, because if not, I would just be in there just crying my eyes out and just torment myself, and wondering why me, because this game has been just absolute, as we said, dog shit today. And we're going to take it back to the BMO Stadium, 3252. We're going to black it out. We're going to be loud and proud, and we're going to stand up and we're going to stand strong. And when they hear the chants of the hoo-ha or Dale Dale Black and Gold or We Are Los Angeles, our team has no other choice but to come out and put a whooping on these boys. And, I expect a good fight next week, but not one that this Vancouver team can win, because we are going to have to take it to them. That's for sure.
Now the question is, are you gonna link back up with me next week for the watch along?
We will see about that.
I'd love for you to join me, man. It's fun. Listen, I think I've been very neutral, and I don't think I've been.
No, you haven't.
Anything.
No, he's talking about me. Miss Chivas chopping so hard. That's me. He's talking about me. And that's okay, buddy. That's okay. If you can't understand that we are the difference between us and who you want to say we are. I mean, look, we could go back to the history of once they left, y'all took all of the players and the staff of the Chief. We could go back to all that, but we ain't gonna do that on Will's show, are we there?
Save that for tomorrow. Save that for
Are
tomorrow.
we, buddy? Nah, we ain't gonna do that.
We'll save that tomorrow for the Voices of Black and Gold. Now, Q Kenny, I know, is an LA Galaxy fan. He says, should Nike fight for MLS? And by the way, the game is officially over. Vancouver Whitecaps have beaten LAFC 3-0 at home. This game will go to game 3, which I'm assuming will be next Sunday. I haven't looked and see what the exact date, but most of the games are a week after game 2. So I'm assuming this will probably be next Sunday, probably at the same time, honestly. I'll have to look and I'll have to double check and see. November 8th. Okay, so 5 days. That's a quick turnaround. So actually, the next match is going to be what is it? Friday. Wow, that's crazy. That's a quick turnaround, man. Yeah, because Miami's playing Saturday and they just played yesterday. So that's kind of crazy. LAFC have to turn around that quick.
Why would we play Friday?
I don't know. Yeah, Friday. What was the time? Was it 8:45 again? Okay, we got a late one. Friday at 11 o'clock, 8 o'clock Pacific time on Friday. It's a little weird, man.
Wow. So no.
And they got 3 games on Saturday: the Cincinnati versus New York City FC, Orlando City versus Charlotte, and Inter Miami versus Atlanta. Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a quick turnaround, man. That's a quick turnaround. But look, Nick, I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you coming on with me, my friend. If you guys haven't followed him already, his name right there, @_Nick Chastain_ on Twitter/X. He also is the host of the Voices of Black and Gold, the best, second to none LAFC podcast that there is. Hell, it might be the best MLS team-based podcast that there is. It might be. I think it is. I think he got shorter than that fan vote. But that's another discussion for another day. So I appreciate him coming on with me. He's a good friend of mine. We had a good time tonight. I'm going to be on his show tomorrow live at 7 o'clock Pacific time. So make sure you check that out. And when you follow him on Twitter.
Time change, right? This is a time change too, so it might have to be at 8, but we'll let you guys know for sure. But Will, I've enjoyed being on this show with you, man. Thank you so much. Again, the chat was absolutely fantastic. I'm glad that we got to do this. I'm glad I got to come to one of your lives. And yeah, man, wasn't the result that we wanted for LAFC, but more importantly, I was stoked to be here with you and get to do this, man. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate that. And like I said, anyone that follows me, if you're on here, make sure that you get this man a subscribe. If you haven't, dude, y'all are missing out big time. No matter who you're following here, if it's Vancouver, if it's Carson or whomever, make sure you get this man a like, dude. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch his previous video on what's going to happen in 2026. It's great. It really is. He has some good guests on here. He always has some very informational people on here. It could be from anyone from a good MLS journalist to some podcasters for the team, for the league, whichever have you. But Will is a diehard MLS guy, someone that puts a lot into what he does, into this crap that he does. And it's really all for you guys, truthfully. We talk in and out, day in and day out. And this dude works on this stuff all day long on these videos. Make sure that you give him a thumbs up on this video, but then go back and like the other ones, guys. I'm telling y'all, valuable information on a lot of different things. And Will, I appreciate you, brother.
Guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like this video down below, like Nick said, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're 540 subs away from 5,000. Let's hit that number by MLS Cup final day. Stay tuned. We'll be doing more live streams next week, and we'll probably have a video out tomorrow around 6 o'clock Eastern time. I think I'm going to do a video tonight about the rumors of Neymar to Miami, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.